Welcome back. Rahul Gandhi is in the eye of a storm over a speech he made at a book launch in Delhi. The BJP has accused the Congress leader of trying to instigate Dalits to take up arms to express their anger in violence in retaliation for the injustice that they have suffered. In fact, Rahul Gandhi is on record narrating an anecdote, saying at one point he had suggested to a Dalit victim that had he been in his place and if he were ready to end his life, he would rather kill the perpetrator before committing suicide. Listen in.
मेरे दिल में मेरे पिता के हत्यारों के खिलाफ कोई नफरत नहीं है, मगर जब अस्पताल में था मैंने सोचा कि यार अगर मेरे साथ ये होता मैं मार देता। मैंने कहा, मेरे दिमाग में एक बात आई। कहता क्या? मैंने कहा अगर मैं आपकी जगह होता और मैं अपने आप को लाश बनाने के लिए तैयार होता, आत्महत्या करने के लिए तैयार होता, तो आत्महत्या करने से पहले पता लगाता ये कौन है जिसने मेरे भाई को मारा, रसोई से चाकू निकालता, बस में जाता, उसके घर जाता, छाती में छुरा मार देता। कहता राहुल जी मैं तो मार ही नहीं सकता। अगर मैं मार दूंगा मैं फिर से दलित पैदा हो जाऊंगा। मैं चौंक गया और मुझे बात समझ आई। मैंने सोचा कि इस व्यक्ति के कंधे पे हजारों जिंदगी का बोझ है।
Well, the BJP has latched on Rahul Gandhi's comments accusing him of trying to create tension in society, a charge that has been rejected by the Congress. Congress party says allegations against Rahul Gandhi are incorrect. Rahul was giving a mental glimpse of the exploited.
मैं भी कहता हूँ कि अगर जिस तरह से अत्याचार हो तो मरने के पहले मार देना चाहिए, मरने के पहले मार देना चाहिए। इसी जिंदगी से क्या फायदा जीने का? पहले तो कानून का सहारा लेना चाहिए, लेकिन उन्होंने कानून का सहारा नहीं लिया। तो एक मानसिक परिस्थिति का वो चित्रण कर रहे हैं कि आखिर में इतने दबे कुचले हैं हजारों वर्ष, उनके अंदर गुस्सा क्यों नहीं पैदा होता, सम्मान क्यों नहीं जगा? इस बात ये बात राहुल जी की।
लेकिन राहुल गांधी ने जो बयान दिया है, हिंसा का प्रयोग और हिंसा के लिए उत्तेजना पैदा करना, ये एक राष्ट्रीय नेता से अपेक्षित नहीं था। ये भारत के संविधान की मूल भावना पर और भारत की परंपरा पर राहुल गांधी आघात कर रहे हैं। राहुल गांधी उस कांग्रेस से हैं जिस कांग्रेस में महात्मा गांधी ने अहिंसा की क्या परिभाषा दी थी। गांधी का उपनाम लेकर, सरनेम लेकर चलने वाले राहुल गांधी कम से कम गांधी की तो इज्जत कर लें।
इसमें दो तथ्य है। एक तो मैं समझ सकता हूं कि राहुल गांधी जी अपने पार्टी की स्थिति को देख के हताशा की स्थिति में हैं और ये सर्व जाहिर है। लेकिन दूसरी तरफ यदि वो अपने पार्टी के नेता हैं तो जिस प्रकार से वो उत्तेजना पैदा करना चाहते हैं, समाज में बिखराव लाना चाहते हैं, मैं समझता हूं कि ये आचरण वैसे कोई आश्चर्यजनक आचरण नहीं है, लेकिन ये आचरण दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूंगा।
नहीं, ये ठीक नहीं है, क्योंकि कांग्रेस पार्टी हमेशा जनता के साथ जुड़ी हुई है। हर समस्या का समाधान निकालने के लिए पार्लियामेंट के अंदर और बाहर भी लड़ती है। तो ये जो उनका कहना है कि ये उचित नहीं है।
You were watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's go across to our guests. We have Tom Vadakkan, national spokesperson of the BJP, Manasvi Thapar, lawyer and also political analyst, joins us along with Sajan Singh, a supporter of the BSP. Good evening to all of you. Manasvi Thapar, Rahul Gandhi कांग्रेस पार्टी से आते हैं, गांधी परिवार से आते हैं। महात्मा गांधी said, "Eye for an eye will make the whole world blind." राहुल गांधी is saying, अगर मैं आपकी जगह होता तो मैं उसका खून कर देता आत्महत्या करने से पहले. Isn't he inciting violence?
Good evening, Swati. See, Rahul Gandhi's 36-minute speech has been just cut short to 30 seconds, and it has been viral all across the BJP handles. but it is completely not related to near to any kind of truth. Rahul Gandhi is trying to make a context. Rahul Gandhi is trying to make an understanding what is the truth about Dalits. And as per the recent data, 27% of atrocity against Dalits have increased in the recent years. Where was the same BJP handles and BJP supporting handles when there was atrocities against Dalits in Ahmedabad, when atrocities were happening in Chikmagalur in Karnataka, in Madhya Pradesh? The same handles were silent. It is selectivity against the Dalits by people in power. So now is the time when Dalits are suffering, Adivasis are suffering, we should together come as India.
No, but he wasn't saying that, Manasvi Thapar. There was no editing. We played out the entire reaction.
It's not
in
editing.
That particular
It's
chunk.
cutting short.
No, in that particular chunk, there was nothing edited. When Rahul Gandhi is not saying as India we should come together, he's saying, had I been in your place, I would have killed the perpetrator. That's what Rahul Gandhi is saying.
Swati, before that, he also made a comment on his father, late father, how he lost his life. So it's about, he's in the total context. We cannot take a 30-second video and make a volumes out of it. We should always go through the 36-minute video. And after that, if he's trying to incite, my question to the BJP would be, if he's inciting violence, why don't we register a FIR against him?
Okay,
if
Tom Vadakkan
he's trying to create
respond.
a divide in the country, why
Right,
don't we register
if he's
FIR?
trying to incite violence, act against him, take legal action, book him.
Mr. Thapar is fishing for a defense advocate for Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi's current appearance is that of a jury, judge and executioner. He decides, well, this person is the murderer or this person has thrashed his sister or what have you. Without an investigation, he decides that, well, I'll kill them. Then his surname should have been Rahul Mussolini. I mean, not Gandhi, because Gandhi never preached this kind of assertions. The agenda of this young man is now very clearly to create a civil strife in this country. When he has lost out on the ballot, he has realized he thinks that he can arouse the BSP, the Dalits. But I think Mayawati ji has given him a fitting reply saying, think before you open your mouth. And this leader is now going to be the president of the Congress party. It's unfortunate. And as to the question of legal terms, we will take action when we think it's an appropriate moment. We won't let these things go. If he says that he'll commit murder, he's abetting suicide. You're an advocate, Mr. Thapar. Abetment of suicide.
So file a FIR. What is that appropriate movement? Tell the country what is that appropriate movement.
Advocate of Rahul Gandhi,
there is no defense. If someone is inciting violence, if someone is telling about murdering, why don't you register a FIR? The question is directly on you. Why don't you register a FIR? If according to you and your party he is inciting violence, why don't you register a FIR? That's how law and order should function. You are the people who is
don't be in a hurry.
He's inciting violence, so why don't you register a FIR? The simple pointed question is, why don't you register a FIR?
Wait and watch.
Tom ji, I am a great fan of you. Let's have logic. Let's have logic in debate. If someone, it's not Rahul Gandhi.
Okay.
If you or me, if you or I
Tom
would
Vadakkan,
incite
Manasvi Thapar, stay on with us. We have Mr. Singh on the broadcast as well. Mr. Singh, the Congress in fact also took a jibe at Mayawati and said, जब दलितों पर इतना उत्पीड़न हो रहा था, अत्याचार हो रहा था, where was Mayawati?
This is the statement given by Mr. Rahul Gandhi, one such of series of statement which is Rahul Gandhi is fond of, please, fond of giving. The piece of advice that has been given by the Bahanji to the Rahul Gandhi, ki think 100 times before giving any statement. This is the complete immature statement by the Mr. Rahul Gandhi about the Dalit. And if Dalit is the Dalit in India, that credit goes to the Congress party. Since after the independence, the way the Dalit is living, the way the atrocity that has been committed to the Dalit, but even still now, if the BJP rule state there is atrocities being committed against the Dalit, the Rajasthan is also in number one. About the atrocities to the Dalit, What about the Rahul Gandhi? What piece of advice shall be given to Rahul Gandhi, to the Rajasthani administration and the Mr. Gehlot, who has failed to take any action, if the rape has been committed against Dalit women, if the Dalit woman, the foot has been cut short by the perpetrator, where was the Rahul Gandhi? That is not. He is the only purpose of Rahul Gandhi is to garner the vote of the Dalit, because he considers the Dalit is the pocket vote of the Congress party. He wants to regain that vote. That is the problem with Mr. Rahul Gandhi. He doesn't have political understanding what will happen with the Dalit when he will come to the power. See, the condition of the Dalit in the Rajasthan itself suggests that. Yes, I'm audible?
Yes, absolutely, you are audible. Yes, you are audible. In fact, I'll take a comment from Manasvi Thapar, a counter. Manasvi Thapar, Mr. Singh is implying that this is selective outrage coming in from Rahul Gandhi. Why does he not speak when atrocities are committed on Dalits in Rajasthan?
Across the states, there have been atrocities against the Dalits, be it in Madhya Pradesh, wherein a Dalit laborer's wife was gang raped by people. Madhya Pradesh government did not do anything. We have lots of instances. Last was the Una, which comes to my mind, wherein Dalit was brutally murdered. At that time, BJP was quiet. So now the onus, right now, I would not be very subjective about it. I want to be very objective about this debate, because this is a very sensitive debate. It's not about the tutu-mame debate. It's about finding solutions about how do we stop atrocities against
Mr.
Dalits.
Manasvi Thapar, Rahul Gandhi feels so strongly that if he would have been in the place of that Dalit man, he would have killed the perpetrator. Then we should have seen that sentiment when taking action against such perpetrators in the state of Rajasthan. We should have seen a dip in the atrocities. That never happened. What does that tell you about the state of affairs?
Definitely, right action would be taken out. There is nothing in a hidden atmosphere in Rajasthan. On the contrary, any atrocity which is unlike Uttar Pradesh, unlike Madhya Pradesh, wherein atrocities happen day and night, but that are not reported. So the onus is definitely on everyone. Now what is happening in Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh, that has to come out. The point here is, how do we create a solution? How do we create an environment wherein Dalits are safe? That is what we should talk about. And is the BJP ready to talk about making a life better for Dalits? BJP is not doing anything.
Okay, why doesn't the state of Rajasthan create such an ecosystem and present an example? It can lead by example, Manasvi Thapar. That is not happening. That's exactly my question to you. If Rahul Gandhi feels so strongly about this issue, then things would have been different in the state of Rajasthan, which is a Congress-governed state. Mr. Tom Vadakkan, please come.
Well, the point is, their memory is very weak. Only yesterday we had a report of a 12-year girl being raped in the state of Maharashtra in Pune. Now, there's no reaction coming in from neither Rahul Gandhi nor Priyanka nor Mr. Thapar. He's looking for solutions, it seems. What kind of solution is he talking about? It is the same Gandhi family. It was Rajiv Gandhi who called Kashi Ram, a CIA agent. And now they are talking about the cause of Dalits and how Kashi Ramji was so important. What kind of hypocrite is this man? And here is this Mr. Thapar coming. I don't know which party he belongs to or which party spokesman he is, but he's taken a wrong brief today. Here is a man who's a total hypocrite. When he realizes that he's losing ground in his own party, he's getting into a mode of creating civil strife in my country. And that too, asking the Dalits to react. They have been suffering, and the cause of the suffering is the Congress party's last 70 years. And here you come and tell us, well, you know, I would have gone and murdered and stabbed him. What are you talking about? Do you know who has beaten them? Is there been an investigation? You go with a knife from your kitchen and stab somebody you think has committed a murder. Is that what you talk about democracy? The rule of the law, Mr. Thapar, the law that you learned in the law school. Does that tell you, without an investigation, that anybody can go and stab anybody?
In that case, one shouldn't have the police department or the courts at all. In a state like Rajasthan, when such atrocities happen, the chief minister should give a free hand to people that you can go and kill the perpetrator. Because that's how strongly Rahul Gandhi feels.
Whatever Mr. Tom Vadakkan said, what is the action if, according to Tom Vadakkan ji, Rahul Gandhi is inciting violence or trying to create violence, why is the BJP not registering? The simple question is, if anyone is trying to break law, or if anyone is trying to create violence or make statements which are going to create riots in the country, why is he still a free man in a democratic
legal action will be taken. He said legal action will be taken.
So the question has to be when.
Yes.
So we are giving,
But the issue that we are discussing at hand. All right, you're demanding a legal action. You're saying it's, if Rahul Gandhi is wrong, take a legal action. And if the BJP doesn't, of course, we'll hold them responsible for it.
So
BJP will be held responsible if it does this double talk and not take action. Mr. Singh, why do you think this is a race for the Dalit vote bank? Rahul Gandhi also said he has no hatred for the killers of his father.
Whatever the Rahul Gandhi says about the killer of his father, and as well as the Dalit, it doesn't. In the UP election, that Rahul Gandhi and his sister Priyanka Gandhi ji has gone to the Hathras, has gone to the Unnao only for the photo shoot. Thereafter, ever has taken notice ki what condition that Dalit are staying in the Uttar Pradesh? No. In every killing, when the rape has been committed in the Rajasthan, did Rahul Gandhi goes there? No. So why this statement is being given? Only for the purpose of having the vote which has been slipped out from his hand. The Congress biggest vote bank after independence was the Dalit. But now Dalits no longer is supporting the Congress. Again, by giving such type of foolish statement, Rahul Gandhi wants to regain that vote bank of the Dalit. But it is a night dream for the Rahul Gandhi. He will never succeed, because in the intention of the Rahul Gandhi not to give any facility, not to give
Mr.
any
Singh, the fact that atrocities are still being committed against the Dalits. Yes, the fact that atrocities are still being committed and they are rising tells you that governments come and go, parties change. But the situation for Dalits is not changing in the country. Mr. Vadakkan, Manasvi Thapar and Mr. Singh, thank you very much. That's all the time I have for the debate. Thank you very much for joining us with your perspective and your views.